name's Phil and welcome to the first edition of Vermont's 100 Covered Bridges. So I've reached a landmark. This is the 25th bridge that I've filmed at. So I'm a quarter of the way and I've got 75 left, 3/4 of the way to go. So yeah, nice bridge to celebrate my 25th. And here's to the next 25. Without a doubt, the most scenic covered bridge I've filmed so far in Vermont, and this is my 50th. I'm halfway there. Hello and welcome to this 50th episode special edition, which is a look back at some of the memorable moments over the 50 episodes and a few corrections and additions that maybe I got wrong or missed out the first time round. So welcome back to my local bridge in Brattleboro, which was episode 2. If you have seen that one or haven't seen that one, there's a little lack of continuity in this section of this episode because I came and filmed the intro. You just saw me walk out of the bridge. That was about a week and a half ago, and I've just come to finish off the last few bits, and they put the Christmas tree up, so it may be a little bit different when I'm walking up and down that you saw. It's also trying to snow out there. This episode is going out on Sunday the 30th of November. My very first episode, or the first introduction, went out a year ago tomorrow, which was the 1st of December. So I've done a whole year. Now you may be thinking, well, hang on, 50 episodes and there's 52 weeks of the year. Well, I had 2 introductions and also episodes 28 and 29 was a joint episode. So there was 2 episodes for the price of one on that one. But I've come around to 52 weeks of the year. And what a year. It's been very busy, both going out and filming, but also in the studio editing. I've learnt a lot, travelled a lot, spent a lot of time doing it, and I wouldn't change a thing. It's been really great. So I'm going to start with showing you a bridge. It's probably the bridge I received more emails or messages about, and it's not because of anything I said or did, because I actually didn't go to the bridge, and that's the reason why I had a little bit of communication, because people were confused as to why I didn't go to this particular bridge, because it's well known, very high profile picture, always features on Christmas cards and Christmas TV specials of Vermont, but it isn't a true historic covered bridge, therefore it's not in the 100. And here we're going to go now over to that bridge, show you a couple of details about it, and obviously explain again why it wasn't in Vermont's 100 covered bridges. So behind me is the Queechy Bridge, one of Vermont's most pictured and well-known bridges. The only thing is, it's not a true and traditional covered bridge. Let's take a very, very brief look. As we can see, nice passage for people to walk through safely. But it's when you turn around here and you look at that. I'm going to turn the microphone off for a few seconds so you can hear it in full. So the bridge was built in 1970. It just replaced an existing open bridge. And although it looks good, the truss and the base is concrete. The only pieces of wood that you can see are sort of basically the open bits. But hopefully you can understand why I spent maybe 2 minutes on it. just because I've had people mention it. Oh, I can't wait, to come here. I think to ignore it would be a bit of a disservice to the scenery around it, because it's well worth coming down to see that gorge, both sides of the bridge. So that was the Queechy covered bridge, non-traditional bridge, just for those who have either been here and wanted to see it, or those that may want to come down as a result. Now, episode 17 was at a bridge which I dubbed the loneliest bridge in Vermont, because it was set back off the road. You actually had to walk through a field to get there. And at the time I went, it was just coming into the snowy season had ended and the spring was just around the corner. And I decided to pay the bridge another visit. And again, I'll go over there to Stoughton now and fill you in as to why I went back. So I'm revisiting the Stoughton Bridge in Perkinsville in Wethersfield. Hopefully you can see it behind me. When it came in April, the snow was barely left on the ground. Behind me was a very wet and damp field with absolutely nothing in it, and the walk to the top was quite easy. Let's see what the walk's gonna be like today. There's actually a track along here, which I think I'm walking in now. So the reason I came back to check this bridge out is that a photographer was visiting the area, visiting a number of covered bridges in this area, and posted on Facebook a picture of this bridge from the road where I started this little piece from. And all I could see from that picture was, everything you can see behind me there. And I actually thought it looked a lot higher. And the photographer didn't journey to where I am now, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I came prepared, so I had jogging bottoms on to protect me from those lovable ticks, of course. Anyway, let's go in and see if there's anything different with the bridge. I mean, the main difference is the green all around. It's like I say, when I came, everywhere, the snow just stopped falling. There was the odd piece of white around. There just wasn't any vegetation at all. It was just a wet field, and hasn't been touched, mowed, ploughed, anything. So it looks like people have been up here, but just not as many as would be if it was accessible a little bit better. So one of the things I noticed at the Stoughton Bridge was on each corner on the inside there was an old advert, an old tin plate advert. They were very old, they were worn, very hard to make out what they were, but I was able to work out what 3 of the 4 were. So let's go and take a look. This is quite interesting. It's still an advertising piece of metal. I can't see what it's advertising. Fertilizer. Somebody's fertilizer. That was quite interesting. Here's another. Fairy soap. Give you a little something in your home. Amazing. And here we have the American agriculture something. Now the last one, I just couldn't work out what it was at all. It says Glocks, it said Trustee Shaw, underneath it said Dexter's in extremely faded lettering, and I googled Glocks. All I kept getting was guns. We did clocks. We did it, myself and my wife, we spent a lot of time trying to find out what this advert was, and we just couldn't come up with anything. Nothing turned up on Google or any of the search that we tried, but we got 3 out of the 4. The seasons come and go, year in, year out. These bridges, just take it easy, go with the flow, and just stand here. Well, I'm glad I made it. If anything, you know, just to show that you can actually get here. It was relatively easy. Just cover yourselves up. So I've got long sleeves and I've got leggings over the legs, and yeah, it's good. It is lonely, so please come up here and give us some company. Now, during the series I featured 2 bridges that appeared in Hollywood movies, but there was a third that I missed out, and I'm going to go over now to the Upper Falls Bridge in Wethersfield and give you all the details there. So I've returned to the Upper Falls Bridge, which I featured in episode 18, and this is in Wethersfield. The reason for coming back is that this featured in a Hollywood movie. We've had 2 so far. In episode 7, the Chiselville Bridge was featured in Baby Boom, and Alfred Hitchcock's film The Trouble with Harry featured the Kingsbury Bridge in episode 32. And this bridge was in Funny Farm, which starred Chevy Chase. Now, in the film, there's 2 actors in a moving van. They're moving, I presume, Chevy Chase's gear from one place to another. And they get lost, and they ask an old man for directions. So off they go in the moving van, and they come down the road there, and they come to a stop right here at the bridge. And I'll press play now, and you can see what happens with their little adventure. Will they get across or will they not? But be warned, some of you could find scenes in this little movie distressing.
Or you could take the bridge at the fork in the road and save yourself a heap of time. But I wouldn't go that way if I were you.
This ain't a bridge. It's termites holding hands.
We're going over it.
Not me. I wouldn't go over this thing on a skateboard.
We're going over it. Have a little faith in the craftsmanship of our forefathers.
Your forefathers, not my forefathers. Oh, Lord.
What are we doing, man? We're just movers. That's all. We're just movers. No one gets paid for this shit.
Go back! It's over, man. Forefathers, man! Shut up! You better be nourished!
Now, after the episode at the Moxley Bridge in Orange County came out, somebody sent me a picture, I think it was from 1939, and it was of a truck. The truck actually wasn't on the bridge anymore. It was, but it went straight through the bridge. And here's the picture now, where you can see clearly the truck is on the riverbed, and you can just about make out the hole in the roof above it. Obviously the picture was from 1939, so it's not the best quality, but you can certainly make it out. Now, when I was at the Best Bridge, which is in West Windsor, I said something that needed correcting, and we're going to go right over now to the Best Bridge. Here I am at the Best Bridge, which is in West Windsor. This is my second visit here. The reason that I've come back here is because I said something in episode 20 that just needs correcting. The first thing probably to notice is the shortness. It's 37 feet long, which is clearly the shortest that I've seen so far, yet it isn't the shortest in the state of Vermont. And it is a great bridge with this laminated tied arch truss. And I did say it was one of the smallest. Well, I did a disservice. This is the shortest covered bridge in Vermont at 37 feet. And just as I was driving away from the bridge, I happened to glimpse down this little side track here and saw a Ford. I was like, oh, well, I didn't see that one last time. And of course, if there's a Ford, well, there's only one thing I can do, isn't there? It'd be rude not to. However, when I filmed at the episode, which will be number 71, even what I said in my correction at the Best Bridge needed correcting. So I'm going to show you a glimpse of episode 71, which is at the Moseley Bridge in Northfield. Now, this isn't even going to be shown until April next year, 2026, but I have to correct the correction for what I said at the Best Bridge. So now we're going to go over to Northfield to find out what those corrections are. Now, not only that, it's 37 feet long, which means along with the Best Bridge, which is in West Windsor, they are the joint shortest covered bridges in the state of Vermont. Both of them are 37 feet long. There isn't a covered bridge in Vermont shorter than those two. Now, episode 12, which was the Victorian Village Bridge, which is in Rockingham, that bridge used to be in West Townsend, and it was moved during the late 50s, early 60s. And I went down in the snow, stupidly, to see if I could find anything that was down there. And of course, because it was all 3 foot of snow, couldn't find anything. What I just did in the summer was just take a trip down there, minus the snow, and just to see what I could find. And here is the findings that I came up with. Now, I'm just going to turn the camera around. Obviously, that's a straight road down, but then you can see here how the bend in the road goes to the right. And here I am in August on the same spot, and as you can see, there's the road for the former Mill Street and Depot Road, and you can see the road there bends down to the right. And I'll take you down the bottom and see what it's like there now. So before I show you what it was like in the summer, this again is me in February. To be honest, I have no idea why I went down there, because there clearly wasn't anything there. But this is just to give you an idea of, again, what it looked like in February as opposed to what it looked like in August. So as you can see, a lot more green, and you can actually see the surface that I'm stood on. And here we have right now is the gully that the bridge went over. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look anything other than a bit of a puddle. But what you have to remember is this was a dry period. So in other times of the year, it would be a lot wider and deeper. And finally, many of you may think, oh, this is a doddle. He just stands in front of the camera, speaks, edits it, and off he goes. Some of these words, obviously, I've never grown up using. especially when it comes to some of the towns and especially some of the rivers that have Native American traditional names. I do struggle. So here's a couple of names I've struggled with, but thankfully being able to use the edit and the cut and slice of the film, you've not been able to hear me incorrectly pronounce or even try and pronounce these names. But here's for you a little bit of a laugh at my expense, and why not? Here it's just a slow moving Ompapom. I've got to get that right. Ompapompoosic. I can't remember the name of the bloody river now. I'll have to come back and do that one. And then we've had the two bridges in Thetford on the, I can't say it. I can't say it if I'm not reading it. The Ompanapumpsic, something like that. If I'm reading it, I can pronounce it. Ompapumsic, whatever. You can see the sunrise over the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and you can see the sunset on the I can never say that word, even if I read it. The Adirondack. As you can see the sunrise in the Adirondack. As you can see the sunset in the and you can see the sunset in the you can see the sunset in the You can see the sunset in the Adirondacks right behind me in Vermont. This doesn't get 10,000 hits, I'll be upset. So all I've got left to do now at the end of this celebration of my 50th covered bridge is to thank those who, without their support, I wouldn't be here doing this video now. You wouldn't be sat there watching it. There's three organisations that I have to thank first. The Vermont Covered Bridge Society. I keep saying it in every single episode, but they've been tremendous with their support throughout my series, and the information not only on the website but from individual members that have given me all through the series has just been invaluable. Second, Okemo Valley TV. They taught me how to do all the mechanics on the computer and stuff like that. And I was honoured in June to be awarded Outstanding Award by Okemo Valley TV for the series. And then that brings us on to the third organisation, which is Brattleboro Community TV. They picked up the baton that I left behind at Okemo, and they've been supporting me again since best part, I think it was February, all the way through there, every single day. It feels like I'm in there every single day that they're open, and they lend me laptops I can take home and do work over the weekends. And it's an amazing organisation. The staff there are absolutely fantastic. And pleased to announce that 2 weeks ago, on the 14th of November, I was given this award, which is the Series of the Year, which I was extremely proud to receive. There are 42 individuals producing different films at Brattleboro Community TV, and to be given the award for the Series of the Year is just something I never thought would happen a year ago. I didn't even know there were awards, but I was really extremely proud and pleased to receive this award. So thank you to Vermont Covered Bridge Society, Okemo Valley TV and Brattleboro Community TV. A couple of individuals I'd like to thank. First, Adam Yates. He's on every single episode. You've never seen him, but you hear him. He gave me the instrumental tunes, the beginning and the middle and the end. Thank you to Adam. And he told me after about the 23rd episode that I spelt his name wrong as well. But we had a laugh about it, and we keep it as it is. But it's Adam Yates and not Adam Yeats. And lastly, I'd like to thank my wife Alida for her tremendous support in just letting me get on and do this. It is time consuming, and I do try and make it up to as best I can, but without her say so, without her permission to go out and film. Not only film, it's all at the time editing as well. Big thanks to Alida. And that is it. What is left? I've actually filmed at 71 bridges. You saw, I just showed you that little piece from Northfield. It's the joint shortest covered bridge in the state. So I'm taking a break from filming, mainly because all the bridges now are not far from Canada. They're all 2.5 hours away, and I'm not traveling 5-hour round trip, and I've got to film 6 or 7 bridges in the cold. It's not going to happen. So I raced ahead, and I got to 71, so I can just edit one a week, and that'll last me till the middle of April. So I'll be out early April, heading up north to scoop up the other and remaining 29 bridges. So keep watching, keep sharing, keep liking and subscribing and all that, and I'll see you next week in another episode.